It's time for the morning announcements. My name is Miss Fowler.
And I'm Miss Hicks.
With the information that's important for you. Today is Friday, September 15th, 2017. You have officially made it to the end of the week. We're just as excited as you. Now we need to make it through the next few hours doing the right thing. That being said, students, keep rocking and rolling to the weekend, working hard in and out of the classroom. Students, we've seen you doing well moving throughout the school year. Keep making that magic happen. Before we go, it's time to see if you were able to make a correct guess from this week's Tuesday trial. Were you able to crack the code? Let's see.
It's a good day to be a pirate. Amaro and his 4 mateys, Bart, Charlotte, Daniel, and Eliza, have struck gold, a chest with 100 coins. But now they must divvy up the booty according to the pirate code. As captain, Amaro gets to propose how to distribute the coins. Then each pirate, including Amaro himself, gets to vote either yar or nay. If the vote passes, or if there's a tie, the coins are divided according to plan. But if the majority votes nay, Amaro must walk the plank, and Bart becomes captain. Then Bart gets to propose a new distribution, and all remaining pirates vote again. If his plan is rejected, he walks the plank too, and Charlotte takes his place. This process repeats, with the captain's hat moving to Daniel and then Eliza until either a proposal is accepted or there's only one pirate left. Naturally, each pirate wants to stay alive while getting as much gold as possible. But being pirates, none of them trust each other, so they can't collaborate in advance. And being bloodthirsty pirates, if anyone thinks they'll end up with the same amount of gold either way, they'll vote to make the captain walk the plank, just for fun. Finally, each pirate is excellent at logical deduction and knows that the others are too. What distribution should Amaro propose to make sure he lives? If we follow our intuition, it seems like Amaro should try to bribe the other pirates with most of the gold to increase the chances of his plan being accepted. But it turns out he can do much better than that. Why? Like we said, the pirates all know each other to be top-notch logicians. So when each votes, they won't just be thinking about the current proposal, but about all possible outcomes down the line. And because the rank order is known in advance, each can accurately predict how the others would vote in any situation and adjust their own votes accordingly. Because Eliza's last, she has the most outcomes to consider, so let's start by following her thought process. She'd reason this out by working backwards from the last possible scenario, with only her and Daniel remaining. Daniel would obviously propose to keep all the gold, and Eliza's one vote would not be enough to override him, so Eliza wants to avoid this situation at all costs. Now we move to the previous decision point, with 3 pirates left and Charlotte making the proposal. Everyone knows that if she's outvoted, the decision moves to Daniel, who will then get all the gold while Eliza gets nothing. So to secure Eliza's vote, Charlotte only needs to offer her slightly more than nothing, 1 coin. Since this ensures her support, Charlotte doesn't need to offer Daniel anything at all. What if there are 4 pirates? As captain, Bart would still only need 1 other vote for his plan to pass. He knows that Daniel wouldn't want the decision to pass to Charlotte, so he would offer Daniel 1 coin for his support, with nothing for Charlotte or Eliza. Now we're back at the initial vote with all 5 pirates standing. Having considered all the other scenarios, Amaro knows that if he goes overboard, the decision comes down to Bart, which would be bad news for Charlotte and Eliza. So he offers them 1 coin each, keeping 98 for himself. Bart and Daniel vote nay, but Charlotte and Eliza grudgingly vote yar, knowing that the alternative would be worse for them. The pirate game involves some interesting concepts from game theory. One is the concept of common knowledge, where each person is aware of what the others know and uses this to predict their reasoning. And the final distribution is an example of a Nash equilibrium, where each player knows every other player's strategy and chooses theirs accordingly. Even though it may lead to a worse outcome for everyone than cooperating would, no individual player can benefit by changing their strategy. So it looks like Amaro gets to keep most of the gold, and the other pirates might need to find better ways to use those impressive logic skills, like revising this absurd pirate code.
Here is today's lunch menu. Macaroni and cheese, Little Smokies, green beans, and cinnamon roll.
Students, get those applications to the right person as soon as possible. Today is the deadline. If you are wanting to be on the announcements team, take it to Mr. Scharabach, yearbook to Mrs. Jensen, Trojan helpers to Mrs. Miller, tech team to Mrs. McCoyne, and Trojan ambassadors, take your resume to Mrs. Sumner. Teachers, please guide your students to the correct location and encourage their participation. That's all we have for you today. Tune in tomorrow for more news and updates. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.